This is your Diamond Insight for tonight of freedom of expression and Bowman overstepping his mandate. We quote that to announce that there must be no positive criticism of the president or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but is morally treasonable to the public, end of quote. These are the words of America's 26th president in Theodore Roosevelt, spoken over a century ago, and these words still hold true today and would like Lusaka Province Minister Bomani Lusambo to take heed. President Roosevelt also said, and we quote, "Patriotism means to stand by one's country. It does not mean to stand by a president or any other public official, save exactly to the degree in which he himself stands by his country." End of quote. We join millions of countrymen and women in condemning Minister Lusambo for intimidating those who exercise their right to freedom of expression. His attempts in silencing the progressive and similar voices has luckily produced the opposite effect, as their messages have been amplified through the public interest steered up by his ill-advised presser. The minister proclaims to defend the Constitution and the office of the president, and yet he clearly does not even understand the limits that the same Constitution sets out for his office. Articles 117, Sub-Article 3 in Parts A and B and C prescribe that a provincial minister shall be the head of government in a province and shall ensure that national policies are implemented in all districts in the province and shall ensure that the concurrent functions of the province and the exclusive functions of the local authorities are performed in accordance with the Constitution and other laws. The Constitution, being the supreme law of our land, does not state that a provincial minister shall defend the office of the president. Presidency has his press aid for that matter and does not need for a minister to determine what constitutes abuse of freedom of speech. This is a preserve of our judiciary and the courts following a complaint lodged by an injured party. For Minister Lusambo, he therefore overstepped his mandate. His actions can completely be described as being outrageous, and he is the one who instead should be apologizing to Zambians. In a statement issued by Patriotic Front Secretary General Davis Mwila, who guided party functionaries, including ministers, Mwila correctly states that when the people speak, it is our duty to listen as a ruling party. While this is commendable, we urge SG Mwila not to beat about the bush and to be categorical and specific in his condemnation of Minister Lusambo. We take it a step further and challenge the president himself to censure his minister, because his silence will be an interpretation of endorsement of Mr. Lusambo's assertions, if not downright sponsorship of his constitutional infringements. Your Excellency President Lungu, Zambians would like to hear you say that it is indeed fine and legal and constitutional and further acceptable for them as Zambians to positively criticize and disagree with you publicly without fear of any reprisal. That is our contribution on tonight's edition of the Diamond Insight. Remember that ours is to express our freedom of expression as mandated in the supreme law of the land, the Constitution.